There are 3 lines of defense you need to be aware of every single time you get the ball. Mastering how to break through each one is the key to dominating in attack. The first line is the opponent's attackers. These are usually the players the opponent uses to press you aggressively, especially in your defensive third. If you can calmly play through this pressure, whether by passing quickly, dribbling out, or using your keeper, you've already broken their first layer of defense. And that's massive, because now you're on the front foot. The second line is the midfield. This typically includes central midfielders and defensive midfielders. This is the engine room of their team. Break through this line, and you're in the danger zone. At this point, your job is to get the ball to your strikers or wingers, ideally with enough space to attack. The moment you bypass the midfield, your opponent is forced into their final resort. The third line is the center backs. These are the last defenders before the goalkeeper. Once you get the ball into the feet of your attackers, your opponent has no choice but to manually switch to his center backs. And that's where mistakes happen. All you're doing now is watching for that moment when he drags a CB out of position. That's your chance to exploit the space and create a high percentage chance. Now, while this concept sounds simple, executing it takes some awareness and patience. But once you understand how to break each layer, attackers, midfielders, and then defenders, the game slows down. You'll find yourself in control more often, creating chances with ease, and understanding attacking football on a whole new level. Now watch the full clip. Notice how we're not forcing anything. If there's no clear pass, we don't panic. We reset. We go back. That's key. All we're trying to do is progress from midfield to our attackers and break the opponent's defensive shape, sometimes by going through the middle, other times by switching to the wing. It's about reading the space and staying calm. This opponent was using the 4-2-1-3, which can be one of the most frustrating formations to break down. But with patience, simple passing, and refusing to rush, we opened them up, and eventually, we got the goal. This video is sponsored by FutCoinSpot. With a 5-star rating on Trustpilot, I personally used this site to buy 15 million coins from Burhan and his team. Not only did I get all my coins safely, and I haven't received any warnings or issues. If you're looking to buy coins, use the code RETRO1 for 10% off. I would never recommend something on my channel or to you guys if I didn't trust it or use it on my own account. Check them out and enjoy the discount. Alright, let's break down this next clip. This one's important because it shows exactly what you should be doing in every area of the pitch to break your opponent's structure. Remember the 3 lines of defense we talked about? They're attackers who press, they're midfielders who try to block transitions, and they're defenders who hold the line. That's the framework. And in this clip, we break all 3 just by keeping it simple. So right away, we win the ball with Gabriel, and immediately, I play it out to Theo, my fullback. I tell all my students the same thing. Never try to build up from the middle under pressure. How many times have you conceded just because you forced a pass through the middle? With Theo, I scan and realize there's no clear passing lane to my left mid. So what do? We don't force it. We go back. And here's the key part. We go back to where the ball came from. Why? Because if the ball came to us safely from that area, it's likely still the safest option. Now here's the genius moment. Earlier, his Drogba was blocking the passing lane to my left midfield. But by going back to my center back, we drag him out. Suddenly, that space opens up again for Theo to now find my left mid. And just like that, we've beaten the press. We move forward, connect with our central midfielder, and release our left mid. That's line 1 broken. They're attackers. Now on to line 2. They're midfielders. Same principle applies. I get the ball to right and out wide. It's a 1v2 situation. So instead of forcing it, we go back to our midfielder. As we do that, I hit L1 to trigger my left mid's run. And pay attention here. When you trigger a run, that player pulls the opponent's fullback with them. That gives you space. Sometimes the opponent switches to cover it, sometimes not. But either way, it opens the pitch up. When I saw we had enough space, I threaded a through ball with De Jong. He has incisive plus, so that pass lands perfectly to my winger in stride. Now we've broken the second line, their midfield. Now we're in the final phase, the third line, the defenders. But here's the thing. When your opponent is controlling his center backs, it means he's no longer controlling his midfield. And that's crucial, because midfielders are the wall that protects the back line. So anytime your opponent is manually dragging a center back, it creates a gap between the midfield and defense. That's your opening. All we do now is play a simple pass into the striker, and one more to the midfielder, making a run through the middle. Done. And here's what I want you to take from this. No skill moves, no gimmicks, no broken game mechanics. Just understanding how the field works, being patient, keeping it simple, and opening up a defense for an easy goal. By the way, if you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with yours truly, where I'll show you exactly how to build up like this in your own game. Link is in the pinned comment down below, and while you're at it, like the video, as it sends me a message to do these types of videos again.